Many entrepreneurs treat the initial transaction as the finish line, the specific moment where a business finally earns its customers' loyalty. It is easy to assume that reputation only begins to form after the buy button is clicked, once the product is in the customer's hands. If you are a founder with limited daily bandwidth, you face a constant conflict. Do you invest your time in immediate sales tactics to hit today's targets, or in the intangible work of building a brand? Treating trust as a reward for a sale creates an expensive, repetitive cycle. When reputation doesn't exist yet, you end up paying full price to acquire every new customer from scratch. The reality is that the decision to trust your business is almost entirely finalized before a customer ever decides to buy. This quadrant chart plots where startups assume they generate long-term value. Data points cluster in the top right, assuming brand assets are built post-purchase. But mapping actual customer behavior, those points migrate to the top left. The most valuable assets are locked in pre-purchase. This phase is defined by mundane interactions, responding to social media comments, accurate product descriptions, and quality educational articles. This raises a critical question. How can a business justify spending resources on these invisible pre-purchase touchpoints, instead of focusing on direct performance marketing? We can analyze this by looking at a systematic framework for the ROI of trust. Let's look at the first row of this matrix, content and transparency. The operational input is the time and capital required to create rigorously accurate educational materials. The long-term outcome is a decrease in your customer acquisition costs. Because trust is established early, referrals increase naturally. The trade-off is that this requires significant upfront effort for financial returns that are initially difficult to measure. It is the opposite of a paid ad campaign, which offers a quick spike in sales but fades the moment you stop spending. Transparency acts as a filter. You might sacrifice immediate vanity metrics, but you gain highly qualified customers who are easier to convert. The second layer of the matrix focuses on private standards, the things a business does when no one is publicly watching. The input is the enforcement of high professional standards in customer service, creating a forgiveness buffer. This buffer helps retain customers when inevitable supply chain delays or operational mistakes occur. The trade-off is that these efforts are invisible to the public. You cannot use them for marketing leverage, and they often feel unscalable. Maintaining operational consistency serves as an insurance policy that protects your lifetime customer value from human error. The final row represents the most difficult filter for a founder, the 5-year horizon. The input is a single question for every decision. Will this action strengthen the reputation you want your business to have 5 years from now? Choosing the answer that builds trust leads to better supplier partnerships, hiring opportunities, and a resilient market identity. The trade-off is the short-term revenue you forfeit to competitors using aggressive, lower-integrity tactics to win the day. It is emotionally difficult to watch a competitor outpace your sales over the next 12 to 24 months by taking shortcuts you've decided to avoid. Accepting this temporary revenue gap is the price of building a competitive advantage that a rival cannot simply duplicate. In today's market, your products can be copied, your prices can be matched, and your marketing strategies can be imitated by anyone with a budget. These physical and digital assets are vulnerable, but a trusted reputation compounds differently. Reputation is built through years of consistent actions that competitors cannot buy or reverse engineer overnight. When products become clones, the trust you established before the sale becomes a primary reason why customers choose you and stay with you. We can route your strategy using this trust allocation map, starting with your current business stage in the center node. Path A is for the pre-product market fit startup, the founder working with limited capital and looking for immediate validation. If you are on Path A, maintain a baseline of honesty, but prioritize your product's core utility over building expensive content libraries. Your first goal is surviving long enough to build a reputation. Path B is for the established founder who has a working product, but finds themselves relying too heavily on paid advertising to grow. For those on Path B, competing purely on price is a losing game. You must shift your focus toward the 5-year reputation test to protect your margins. The operational mandate for every founder is to ask, are you trading 5 years of brand equity for a 5-minute sale? Consistent choices that build trust will pay dividends far beyond today's numbers.